How to think like an HR in interviews. Although I'm not an HR per se, I've been involved in a lot of hiring, so I have experience interviewing candidates. And a couple of things I've noticed. One, it's an acceptable practice here in India to pry and inquire about your last drawn salary. Technically, there's no rule around it that you need to disclose your salary because often people undervalue themselves. They'll just say, okay, this is how much I was getting, here are my payslips. And sometimes, if you don't comply with that practice, then people withdraw the offer, they rescind the offer. But I don't think that's a very fair practice because every company has a different budget. Your role could have been different. It may not be entirely pertinent. And there have been times where I've, been philanthropic, especially around COVID, and I've worked for free. So zero multiplied by any number will still remain zero. The product of any number with zero will be zero. So it's more about focusing on your skills, the designation, the average market rate, doing a bit of research into things like Ambition Box or Glassdoor to find average salaries there as well. So that's one thing. The other thing is that HRs aren't always looking to tick boxes. So what I mean is that a job description mentions 5 points, okay, and let's say you fulfill two or three of those. You don't fulfill all of them. That doesn't mean you still shouldn't apply. There are many opportunities where I've applied where I haven't been maybe qualified or have as much experience in, and still I've been considered maybe for an alternative role or for the same thing. They take a chance, right? So it's more about presenting yourself. So HRs do want to see confidence, which I keep mentioning. HRs want to see how responsive you are to their questions and how specifically you can give them information in a concise way. So if an HR asks you, what experience do you have in training children? And you say, I've never trained children before. Now that may be the case, but what you're basically saying is, I can't do it. Rather than, although I haven't directly trained children, I have been involved in train the trainer campaigns and adult learning principles for teachers, which is indirectly training kids. So at least I've been able to answer the question and respond in a way that is positive for me, right? And finally, I think HRs want to see how long you can stretch your tenure there. So whether you plan to be there for long or not, it's always good to convince them otherwise that you plan to stay and you would like to grow. You don't want to bluff, but you want to be smart.